What's up, everyone? World Vino here. So, this comment right here really made me just want to do another one, because I know I pissed this dude off so bad that I had to make another one. I had to come on here. I have to make a new one. So, this is a season tier list. Last video was a chapter tier list. I'm going to try and be as lenient as possible and try to remember each season one by one based off of gameplay, guns, aesthetic. That's what we're gonna be looking for. All right, and also just personal experience based on me and the community. So chapter 1, season 1, I would give this an S tier, because this was around when Fortnite first released. Everyone loved it, or I guess we can go to season 0, but let's be real here, this was like their first proper season, right? And it made Fortnite. Like chapter 1, season 1, perfect in every way. There was really nothing wrong with it. Chapter 1, season 2, also another great season. Nothing wrong with it. Classic chapter 1, classic Fortnite. You look at, when you think of Fortnite, you probably get thrown back to chapter 1, probably. Like, I definitely get thrown back to chapter 1. Chapter 1, season 3. Whew, this was definitely my #1 favorite out of all of chapter 1, because this is when around the time that I actually started getting good. I remember getting one of my first wins alone, not in a squad or duo or anything like that. I did it as a solo. I remember my very first win as a solo. I got it in this very season. Season 4, I remember being at school for this. I didn't even get to update the game yet. I had to wait to get home to update my game. So as soon as I got home, I played the fuck out of the season the very first day. It didn't matter. I think I was like level 20 by the end of the night. Chapter 1, season 5. Now, I was on vacation when this season first came out, but I remember playing like a good chunk on my Nintendo Switch, because this was around, I think it was like a month or so after Fortnite was added to the Switch, which, and if you didn't know, that was a big deal back in 2018. Fortnite now on pretty much every platform. Like, that was just crazy. Like, to think that this game was not only free, but now it's available pretty much on every platform. Like, every modern console or any modern system can run Fortnite pretty smoothly. All right, season 6. See, I'm gonna give it an S tier only because of the fact that I got suspended the first day. The day the season it's a weird reason for me to like this season, but I got an early head start and I loved it. I remember playing all day after coming home after getting suspended in 6th grade for fighting. And I'm sorry if my mic is making noise. I'm like moving it around type shit, and I'm like trying to figure out what to do. Anyway, yeah, I got suspended the first day of the season, and I came home and I was just like, I have to play some season 6, bro. I have to. Anyway, I love this season. This season was great. I genuinely feel like, going back, which season, I don't even remember which season I said I enjoyed, like, my favorite. Season 6 is definitely my favorite. I enjoyed this season so well. Season 7, I'm sorry, A tier. I didn't like the planes. I'm sorry. Like, using the planes it wasn't hard to control per se. They were just irritating. Like, I would be the one to go into a fight with a plane and not hit anyone, but someone could do that shit to me, go through all my builds, and they'd fucking like launch me 20 feet in the air. Anyway, this isn't really a complaint. Other than that, the planes were just mid in my opinion. The first airborne vehicle we ever got in Fortnite, so that's good. That's why I'm not dropping it down to a B tier or anything, because this is one of the first seasons we were introduced to like air mobility type shit, you know? What else did we have really back then where you were really air mobility? I mean, I guess launch pads, but I mean, those didn't really count as mobility. Well, I mean, they counted as mobility, but not air mobility type shit like helicopters are. Season 8, S tier. Flintlock pistol? Really? One of my favorite guns in the entire game is the Flintlock pistol, and it is so good. That's why I have to give it an S tier. I think we were introduced to the boombo at this time as well. Oh, like, this season in itself was just so crisp, so clean. Season 9, S tier. Really? We had what, the futuristic tilted? Actually, no, because I got hacked this season, I'm dropping it down to an A. I'm dropping it down to an A only because I got hacked this season. I'm sorry. I got hacked midway through the season, and I was so pissed off that I had to restart a whole brand new Fortnite account. I was so mad. All right, Season X, C tier. So I'm sorry, it's a C tier. It's a C tier. I'm sorry. Sorry for about my mic too. C tier. I mean, what else can I say about this season? The mechs, absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Now, when you were in a duos or squad game with your friends or something like that, yes, that was fun to walk around and just not really caring about winning and just really trying to have fun in the game was really where I was struggling at. Because like around this time I was getting a lot more competitive at Fortnite, and it was like competitive players, no competitive player really enjoyed. I mean, there's probably a handful, I can't say never, but there's probably a handful of competitive players that around this time that actually enjoyed the mechs, which opinion respected. I'm not gonna clown on you. I just didn't like it. If you don't like it, then you don't like it. If you like it, you like it. You know what I'm saying? Chapter 2, Season 1. I'm gonna have to give it an A tier, only because they decided to make this season way longer than it needed to be. There was no reason for them to make this season last over a month later. Like this season was extended over by a month, and no, that's why I'm gonna give it an A tier. Other than that, the beginning of the season, one of the best starts to a chapter we've ever had, right? One of the best. I'm gonna get to the very best one later. Chapter 2, Season 2, S tier. Aim assist was broken as fuck. You had henchmen, the minigun, Midas, Ghost and Shadow, Sky, like you had all these characters introduced. Well, Jules was introduced in the next season, but this season had like, it was great for the storyline, great for the game itself, and gameplay actually looked really, like when I look back at Chapter 2 gameplay, I'm like jealous. Like I wish we had that too right now. But don't worry, in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, we're going back, baby. Season 3, S tier. Not a lot of people like the water. I didn't mind the water at all, actually. I really did not mind the water. Everyone hated the water. In my opinion, I did not mind the water at all. Like, water was actually really fun, in my opinion, to go around with. Nexus War. Another S tier. We're gonna have, like, this whole S tier is gonna be like 3 lines down by the time we're done with this. Nexus War, where do I even begin, man? It was a Marvel season. So many fucking Marvel, like, items, and, you know, like, we had Stark Industries. We had a whole bunch of shit that season, man. It was so lit. Like, Groot's Baller, Iron Man's Unibeam, I think it was Black Panther's Claws, Hulk Smash. There was a bunch of them that I'm forgetting, but, dude, top tier fucking season right here. Chapter 5, or Chapter 2, Season 5. Where do I even put this? I'm gonna have to see, this is hard because I enjoyed the season more than I hated it, so I'm gonna have to give it an S tier. I'm gonna give it an S tier. I hated the season, but I loved it more than I hated it. I didn't like how many we were getting pretty decent amount of collabs, but I feel like this season alone was just a collab season. Like every week we were getting 2-3 new collabs, and it was just like, wow. Season 6, Chapter 2, F tier. I absolutely hated this season because of wildlife. I didn't like the wildlife in competitive. Now, this is coming from the competitive side of me. Wildlife should not have been put in competitive at all. All right. But my pub side of me absolutely loved this season. All right. My competitive side absolutely hated it, but my pub side absolutely loved it. Because wildlife being introduced into Fortnite was something we never thought we would even see. We never thought we would see chickens, boars, wolves. We never thought we'd see that shit. Even dinosaurs, bro. Like frogs as well. Like, I don't think they were introduced. I think they were introduced this season. I don't remember. But that's why I'm going to give it an F tier, because I feel like it didn't belong in competitive. A lot of the stuff that was in this season didn't belong in competitive play whatsoever. Like the primal shotgun. I get because this whole season was primal and that was kind of meta. And yes, I adapted to that in the beginning. But then I got so sick and tired of it, and I just started 200 pumping everyone. I got so sick and tired of carrying a primal shotgun that if I ever found like something that I could turn into a gold spaz, I'd turn it into a gold spaz. Like, I was not playing around. I did not like the primal after a while, but anyway, invasion. Oh my god, S tier. I loved the railgun. The railgun had to have been one of the best, like, I don't know. I loved beaming people through a fucking wall with it. I know it didn't take skill type shit, but I really enjoyed it. Now, yes, it did suck when I got fucking laser rifled, but other than that, this season was really fun. The UFOs and comp were boring, a little bit irritating to fight up against. But after a while with the railgun, you were able to shoot that thing down clean one shot. It was like, it was so easy. Cubed. Chapter 2, Season 8, the very last season of this chapter. S tier. I know there's a lot of S tiers. I've loved a lot of the seasons that we've had so far. I just smacked my mic. Cubed was really fun. We were introduced to Carnage. I think in Season 7, we were introduced to Bugha's late game arena. And then they didn't even call it Bugha's late game arena. They just called it late game arena. And I really enjoyed it. Carnage, the Cube Queen. We had the end event V2. Like, this season was really good. And then brought us into the very best start to a chapter we've ever had. Chapter 3, Season 1, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, this season was just like Spider-Man's Mythics, bro. Think about that. Do you guys remember how fun it was to swing around with fucking Spider-Man's Mythic? Spider-Man's web shooter was one of the best mythics, mobility mythics we've ever gotten. I'm gonna say it right now. It's way better than the witch broom than we have currently in Fortnite Mares. I'm sorry, it is. A lot of people might disagree with me on that. Actually, I don't know. Maybe y'all might disagree with me. Let me know. I loved it. I loved the web slingers. They were amazing. All right. Chapter 3, Season 2. This is gonna be the first B tier. First B tier of the day. I didn't really like how they removed Fortnite's core thing, and I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from that. I didn't like how they removed building for like a week or two, but you were able to still play arena and stuff like that, so you did really have builds in some aspect of a way. But I really wanted to see what no builds was really like, so I gave it a shot. I 100% gave no builds a shot for that week, and by the time they removed no building and made it a permanent mode, like a separate mode, I had already gotten used to no build. It just took me like, I'd say like a week to get back into building again, because I was actually hopping from arena to no build, but then I started playing a lot more no build, noticing my aim was getting increasingly better. All right, Chapter 3, Season 3. S tier, bro. This had to have been one of the best summers of Fortnite that I ever had. I'm gonna say it right now. I had more fun in Chapter 3, Season 3 than Fortnite Invasion, which, if you didn't know, this was during summer, right here, this very season. I don't even know, man. Like, it's crazy to think that like this season was a summer season, then this season, well, this season first, then that season, right? But this season had it all. It, like, the weapons were it. I don't remember ever having a single complaint about this season. I'm pretty sure they even removed wildlife from arena, which made competitive play so much better, so much more smoother. Like, Chapter 3, Season 4. D tier. D tier. I'm sorry, it has to go lower than B. It has to go lower than Chapter 3. Chapter 3, Season 2. Like, it has to be, because the chrome, not just the chrome weapons were ass. Chrome weapons were absolutely terrible. If you were not carrying a prime shotgun during this season, you were fucked. I could not stand going up against evil chrome ARs, or fucking even having them in my inventory pissed me the fuck off, because they were so weak. They were so, like, they didn't work the way that I really wanted them to. But the idea of the more damage you deal on your opponents, the higher the rarity can increase. I really enjoyed that concept. That was really fun. That is like the only good thing I would say about this season, is that they didn't work the way I wanted to, but the way they worked was actually really impressive. So anytime you get damage off, you had to get a certain amount of damage off with either gray, blue, or green, right? and or with any type of rarity, and the more you get, the more chances you get to upgrade your weapon. And I found that concept really cool. Like, I found the idea of it really cool, but actually doing it did not feel like I thought it would. Chapter 4, Season 1, ladies and gentlemen. S tier. Why do I give all of these S tiers? Because these are the seasons that I had the most fun out of Fortnite with. A tier, was popping off the game every here and there to go play other games. B tier, I'm not really playing the game. That voice crack, you guys. Wow. I'm sorry, by the way. I know I should have said this in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry for stopping real quick. I am very, very sick. My throat has been like so, like, it hurts. It hurts to swallow. All right. It hurts to swallow food. And my nose is all fucked up. And yeah, just bear with me through the rest of the video, okay? Anyway, chapter 4. This was the second best start to a chapter we've ever had. Would have been worse than the beginning of chapter 1 or chapter 2, but because they decided to keep the season at a steady pace, the hammer, you know, we had all these introductions to chapter 5, augments. Like, dude, if I could wish for one thing to come back in chapter 6, it's the augments. I miss the augments so much. Anyway, chapter 4, season 2. Kinetic Blade, and then like the worst change I think I've ever seen in competitive history, them removing Arena. Just for that, I'm putting it, nah, I can't do that. I'll just put it in A tier. I can't give it season 10 tier, bro. I can't do that. But it's definitely, I definitely had my fun along with the rest of these seasons. Definitely hopped off the game a few times, but I did not like the fact that they removed Arena. Why? Epic. I said this once before and I'm going to say it again. Why would you ever remove such a good competitive mode and replace it with some booty bunk garbage ass fucking ranked, man? Why? Epic, fix it. Please, please, if there's one thing we can beg from you, it's bring back Arena, please, for chapter 2. Please bring back Arena. Anyway, chapter 4, season 3. It's going with a lot of the chapter 4 besides 1 are gonna be right here. This season I did not like the Transformer mythic. That mythic can go to hell. That mythic could blast through a wall and a fucking cone and do 110 damage. That is worse than the railgun. That is horrible. And it's like, all it is this big, it looks like a ki blast. If y'all watched like Dragon Ball, it literally looks like you're shooting a ki blast out of a cannon, bro. That's all it looks like. It literally just looks like you're shooting a big ki blast from a fucking cannon. Chapter 4, season 4. I actually quit. Well, not quit, but I ended up moving out of my main house during this season, so I didn't really get to finish it. But I'm gonna give it another A tier because when I was at my main house, which I'm at my main house right now, I was always playing this season. But when I wasn't here, and even if I had my setup over at my other house, I didn't play. After a while, I gave up on Fortnite after a while, until OG comes back and takes it all, man. This season I didn't play it that much, or this chapter, as I like to call it. This chapter, in my opinion, or if you want to call, you guys can call it whatever, I don't really care. I can be saying season, chapter. If y'all get offended by that, y'all gotta go. Anyway, moving on. This chapter, wow, I kind of wish there was like another letter. I think I want to do an A or like an S plus, like S plus and then S A B. You know, I wish I would have done that instead, type shit. But this season or this chapter was so fun. I didn't play it that much, but when I did play it, it felt like I was a little kid. It felt like I was 11 years old again, or 12 years old, whatever, however old I was during season 5 and shit, like 11. It felt like I was 11 years old again when I would hop on and play from time to time. It genuinely felt like I was a little kid again going through the old map. Oh boy. And chapter 5, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give season 1. I liked season 1, only because of the snipers. I really enjoyed the snipers. But moving on from where, I don't even really want to talk about this season. This season was just, it had the same vibes as Paradise. Just didn't really want to play it that often. I also really didn't feel like playing video games that often anyway. And we're going to go and we're going to give, I'm sorry, I did not like this season at all. I did not like Chapter 5 Season 2. I didn't. I'm sorry. This is by far one of my least favorite. It's same tier as fucking Primal. Same tier. So yeah, the mythics were fun. I definitely liked the Greek god mythology. You know, I liked all that because when I was in middle school and I learned about this stuff like Aphrodite, Zeus, Hades, all of them, I was really intrigued. I really liked learning about that shit. But the idea of it in Fortnite just pissed me off. I didn't like it. I didn't like the Zeus mythic. I didn't like the eagle wings or whatever they were called. Like, I just didn't really fuck with this season that much. I definitely fucked with this season more than Chapter 5 Season 2, 100%. The worst season to ever touch the game, Chapter 5 Season 3, it's a Z tier. I specifically created a Z tier for the worst season. This season was worse than Primal. Way worse than Primal. I don't care what anyone says. That season is absolute garbage, all right? If they would have given us things to combat cars, I would have 100% gave this at least F or maybe even a D tier. But they didn't give a shit to combat the cars. If you were not in a car, you were fucked. You had to adapt to the meta, otherwise you were done. That's basically all of Chapter 5, and that's why I'm gonna give the Marvel season, which didn't feel like a Marvel season, by the way. I'm sorry, it's joining an F tier. I'm sorry. This season did not feel like a Marvel season at all. Back when we had a Marvel season back in Chapter 2, it felt like Marvel. This absolutely feels nothing like Marvel. Like the claws, like Shuri's claws, they feel like more of the kinetic blade. That's what they feel like. They don't feel like a claw, right? Iron Man's Unibeam is literally just it's dumb now. It worked way better in Nexus War, and now it just looks stupid. Captain America's shield is dumb, in my opinion. I don't like how the fact that you can just throw this fucking thing. And I get the idea because it's like a boomerang. You throw it, it hits someone, it bounces right back. But why? How much damage? I haven't even used the Captain America shield this season that I don't even know how much damage it does. Because whenever I get hit by this thing, it feels like I'm taking like 80 damage. And then you got the auto turret. It feels like you're being fucking beamed. You don't even know where you're getting beamed from. You're just getting beamed from somewhere. It feels like you're getting all your health taken. And then you got War Machine's fucking gauntlets or whatever that shoot rockets. Like, bro, I'm glad they vaulted the jetpack. I've definitely been enjoying Fortnite Mares a lot more because the jetpack is gone. I fucking hate jetpack users. Specifically the fact that if you can't ground fight me, you don't play the game. The point of Fortnite is to build and shoot your opponent and try and outbuild your opponent or to absolutely just figure out a way to beam the shit out of them some way, somehow. But sitting airborne with a jetpack is not skill. No one did that shit with the old jetpacks. I don't know if that's because they work completely different, 100%. But no one did that back in the day I know y'all remember them old jetpacks. Way better than this shit. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. It's been a minute. I've been recording for a while. I wasn't expecting it to be this long, but now that I'm looking at it and I was talking for a while, yeah, it makes sense. All these seasons and everything, I was yapping. Anyway, let me know what y'all think. Like I said in the beginning, the comment made me want to make another video. And then this comment right here, I hate people who say this. This is definitely one of them kids that have no idea what it means or they learned it from TikTok. Because as soon as I heard that saying, I'm not even going to say it, it's that corny. I immediately knew what it meant. It's obvious what it means, and a lot of people didn't understand it at first, and it's like, how? It's dumb. If you say this kind of sentence, you're hurting nothing. You're hurting no one. You're hurting yourself. Anyway, I hope y'all had a interesting time watching this. And I will see you on the next one. Peace out.